The Battle of the Little Bighorn is one of the most famous battles in American history. It was a clash of cultures, a collision between the expanding United States and the Native American tribes who called the Great Plains their home. On June 25, 1876, on a grassy field in Montana Territory, General George Armstrong Custer led his 7th Cavalry Regiment against a force of Lakota Sioux, Cheyenne, and Arapaho warriors. The battle ended in a devastating defeat for Custer and his men, forever etching their names in the annals of American history. The Battle of the Little Bighorn, also known as Custer's Last Stand, has become a symbol of the brutality and complexity of the Indian Wars. It is a story of ambition and miscalculation, of courage and desperation, and of the tragic consequences of westward expansion. George Armstrong Custer was a complex and controversial figure. Born in Ohio in 1839, he graduated last in his class at West Point but rose to fame during the Civil War. Known for his flamboyant style and daring cavalry charges, Custer became a national hero after the Union victory. After the war, Custer was assigned to the frontier, where he participated in campaigns against Native American tribes. He was a controversial figure, criticized by some for his aggressive tactics, and praised by others for his leadership and determination. Custer's ambition and thirst for glory would ultimately lead him to his fateful encounter at the Little Bighorn. Sitting Bull was a Hunkpapa Lakota holy man and leader. Recognized for his wisdom and spiritual guidance, Sitting Bull became a prominent figure of resistance against the encroachment of white settlers onto Native American lands. Unlike traditional war chiefs, Sitting Bull's power stemmed from his spiritual influence and his ability to unite different Lakota bands. His visions and prophecies played a crucial role in galvanizing Native American resistance. While he did not directly command warriors in battle, Sitting Bull's influence and guidance were instrumental in the events leading up to the Battle of the Little Bighorn. The discovery of gold in the Black Hills, considered sacred by the Lakota, ignited tensions between the U.S. government and the Plains Indians. The government's attempts to secure the Black Hills for white settlers led to the violation of treaties and fueled the growing resentment among the Lakota, Cheyenne, and Arapaho. Despite attempts at peaceful negotiations, the government's actions and the influx of miners and settlers onto their traditional hunting grounds pushed the Native American tribes to the brink of war. The stage was set for a confrontation that would have far-reaching consequences. Section 5. The battle begins. Custer's fateful decisions. In June 1876, the United States Army launched a three-pronged campaign to subdue the Lakota and their allies who had gathered in a large encampment on the Little Bighorn River. Custer and the 7th Cavalry were to be one part of this larger force tasked with engaging the Native American warriors. Custer, however, underestimated the size and strength of the Native American force. He divided his regiment into smaller detachments, believing he could easily defeat the enemy. This decision would prove to be a fatal miscalculation. Section 6. The Last Stand, a desperate fight for survival. On June 25th, Custer's detachment rode into the heart of the massive Native American encampment, vastly outnumbering the soldiers. The warriors, armed with a combination of traditional weapons and repeating rifles, unleashed a fierce counterattack, quickly overwhelming Custer's forces. The outnumbered soldiers of the 7th Cavalry fought desperately, but they were surrounded and cut off. Within hours, Custer and all of his men were killed in a battle that became known as Custer's Last Stand. Section 7. Aftermath and Retribution, the Price of Defeat. The news of Custer's defeat sent shockwaves through the nation. The public outcry and demand for revenge fueled a brutal crackdown on Native American tribes across the West. The U.S. Army intensified its campaigns, forcing many Native Americans onto reservations and systematically dismantling their way of life. The Battle of the Little Bighorn, while a victory for the Lakota and their allies, marked a turning point in the Indian Wars, leading to the eventual subjugation of the Plains Indians. Section 8. Remembering Little Bighorn, from tragedy to myth. In the aftermath of the battle, Custer's last stand was quickly mythologized. Custer was portrayed as a heroic figure, a martyr who fell fighting bravely against overwhelming odds. However, over time, a more nuanced understanding of the battle and its context has emerged. Historians and Native American activists have challenged the traditional narrative, highlighting the perspectives of the Lakota, Cheyenne, and Arapaho people who fought to defend their land and way of life. Section 9. Conclusion. Lessons from a national tragedy. The Battle of the Little Bighorn stands as a potent symbol of the complex and tragic history of westward expansion and the clash of cultures that defined the American West. It is a story of broken treaties, cultural misunderstandings, and the human cost of conquest. By remembering this pivotal event and understanding the perspectives of all those involved, we can learn from the past and work towards a more just and equitable future. The Battle of the Little Bighorn serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of understanding and respecting different cultures and perspectives.